Butterball facing boycott calls after sickening video of workers allegedly sexually abusing, torturing turkeys resurfaces.
Dinner is fucking canceled. Talking about Thanksgiving, obviously.
Yeah.
Macy's is basically the Walmart of department stores.
It's the fear and greed index. And right now it says greed is driving the U.S. market. So your only spectrum is fear to greed. There's never just, oh, it's prosperous times or no, fear and greed only. He felt slighted and now they're, oh, now you want me? Okay, $5 million. It's
about to fall off into the ocean.
Yeah. Well, the lake.
Or whatever.
Close enough. It's big enough.
Everybody from people my age trying to relive their teenagehood. Do you want us to only talk about Google trending topics, or do you want us to talk about topics that might actually pertain to Andrew and I?
Welcome back to the He's Wrong, She's Right podcast. I'm Andrew. This is Nona. And
that's Podcast Dog bouncing around behind us.
She just flopped down. Maybe she wants to be on the show. We need a dog camera. You need a camera that's like right here. So that, and we have extra. We could do that. We could just put one that the dog's...
She's wiggling her tail every time you talk about her and like look at her. She's like, I'm on the show. I am Podcast Dog. Hello. There she is. Oh my gosh. Hello. Mm-hmm. So
today we have some topics, some things, some stuff to talk about, Nona.
Okay, like what, Andrew?
Well, did you see the I don't know which headline is true. Jeez. There's a Butterball turkey recall.
Ooh.
Is that what you bought?
No.
What'd you buy?
Herrera brand.
Oh.
That's what I buy. That's what I buy every year because that's what is the special for if you hit X amount of dollars, then it ends up being like 20 cents a pound or something stupid cheap, or like 29 cents a pound or something like that.
But they're all made just like every other product. Right. They're all made and white labeled by...
So what are you going to do, Andrew? You're the one in charge of the turkey this year.
Well, so check this out.
Okay.
Butterball facing boycott calls after sickening video of workers allegedly sexually abusing, torturing turkeys resurfaces. This is from this is from the New York Post. What? Facing recall just days before Thanksgiving after sickening footage of poultry workers allegedly abusing and torturing his turkeys resurfaced on social media. The uproar unfolded after PETA activists posted a decades-old clip online. So apparently it's really old. Plant in Ozark, Arkansas. I don't know why this...
Barf!
I mean, this is saying boycott, but what I was seeing on trends was that there was a recall. But this is the first article, or all of the articles in the column were to this effect. So,
barf!
Look at this screenshot.
He looks like he's being hung by one of his fellow turkeys.
Oh yeah, I see that. That's weird. It's just like a shadow or something, but it looks like something pulling him because his head's up.
One of the clips that's above the image is, I just bought... Sorry. You just scrolled down while I was in the middle of talking. I just bought a Butterball turkey yesterday. Dinner is fucking canceled. Talking about Thanksgiving, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, I have a ham also, just in case Andrew fucks up the turkey.
So it's from an undercover probe in 2006 in which workers were allegedly filming bashing the birds against steel cages.
Okay, but I have to ask, like, where's the sexual abuse allegations regarding the turkey? One guy humped and
Yep.
Well, I have no words. There's
apparently a video detailing with people in the all black silhouette, like obscuring the dog.
Yes, she's literally like bouncing my arm trying to get it, and then now she came to this side.
Yeah, you're disgusting. I'll never eat another product from your company. A Butterball spokesperson stressed that the post that the footage was filmed decades ago and not current. I mean, I hadn't heard of it until now. There's always people that, specifically PETA and PETA aligned people, who will make up stories all the time, or they'll misremember details, and they abuse them. It's always the same story. So they kind of have cry wolf for so long that most people are kind of desensitized to it when a real story comes out.
Yeah.
How many people do you think this is actually going to affect, and how much do you think it'll actually affect?
Okay, but
I don't know if they're publicly
I want to know, is
not.
the recall real? Is it E. coli? Is it salmonella? Is it a real recall, or is it just because this video is recirculating?
Well, the video resurfacing wouldn't be reason to recall.
Right. So I want to know, is there a real recall?
It looks like there's not.
Right
here. Turkey's recall.
I see recall ground turkey products. That's 2021, though.
This is 22 hours ago from MSN.
Right. Click it, though. But it says amid sexual abuse allegations. So is there a real...
An anonymous social media user who claims to be a PETA investigator claimed that Butterball employees are still doing it. The allegations sparked outrage day before Thanksgiving. The alleged investigator... I'm going to zoom in. It's not the first time the company has faced such allegations. Nothing humane has ever happened at a slaughterhouse. Okay. I mean...
Right. So again, it doesn't look like are Butterball turkeys recalled. The FDA has not issued a recall yet. So this is all circulating because the video is recirculating. Yeah. There is no actual real recall.
Right.
Regarding any contamination other than people apparently sticking their fingers in.
Look how many times they're trying to capitalize on search results. These are 4 consecutive lines with an image of a turkey breaking it apart. I don't know if it's definitely a heading font. Are Butterball turkeys recalled? Very next line. The FDA has not issued a recall yet. The company has yet to issue a statement. Picture of a turkey. Small caption, Butterball turkeys have not been recalled. Next line down after a page break, Butterball turkeys have not been recalled. Next line, Butterball turkeys have not been recalled.
So again, it looks like there's no true recall and Thanksgiving is not canceled.
What? They're just... Oh my gosh. I know exactly what they're doing. This used to be an old trick with SEO where... I'm sure if I highlight this and bring up the actual inspection tool, that these are probably different headings. Yeah, see heading 2. What's this one? Inspect. That's body text. And then this is another heading 2. So they're trying to get all of their potential search terms. See, this is paragraph. They're trying to get it in different levels of the text. This kind of stuff doesn't matter anymore. It used to matter a lot. You needed to stuff your keywords in your heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5, heading 6 within body text X amount of times. Doesn't matter anymore.
Okay, so the official notice is Thanksgiving is not canceled. Right. There is no real recall. You don't need to throw your bird away. It has probably been violated by some coworkers at Butterball, but
you should probably throw your turkey away just because you don't know how to cook.
No,
just go to the Chinese restaurant. It'll be fine.
Except they're watching this and listening to this a whole week after Thanksgiving.
That's true. Sorry, we're late. Sorry for you if you didn't know this information yet. JonBenét Ramsey, father says advances in DNA technology can help police solve daughter's 1996 murder. And we're about to have dogs barking again, so give us 1 second. We'll be right back. And just like that, a magical conehead dog has appeared. Back to the story, though, about JonBenét Ramsey. I don't know if I opened multiple articles on this. No, I didn't.
Well, it's because they just came out with a documentary or docuseries about it. Are you going to watch it, Andrew?
I don't know. What's it even on?
Netflix, I believe.
Does it say in here? I don't see anything. I don't see anything. Anyways, the headline, and I thought it was this article, that's why I clicked on it, stated that the FBI is potentially going to reopen the case.
Interesting.
And I don't.
When was it officially closed? Do you know?
In here, well, it's probably a cold case, probably not a closed case, and they're just saying reopen when they probably meant return to or what. Yeah, see, cold case. Who killed JonBenét Ramsey, and is on Netflix.
And what year did it occur?
Oh wait, this is a new docuseries. So is this not?
That's what I said. That's what I said. They just came out with a new documentary or a new docuseries. I believe it's on Netflix.
No.
Are you going to watch it?
This is written in a way that states that it's not out yet. They're working with the director on a new docuseries.
When was this published?
Today.
Oh, I thought it already came out. I could swear that it did, like a couple days ago.
But there might be multiple things going on. There might be multiple. How do you even? I'm just going to copy her name because I'm not going to try and type this.
Well, while you're looking, it says 96, which that actually makes me think about 96 happened to have like a lot of murders. That was when, isn't that when Jordan's dad was murdered?
I thought that was 93 or 94.
Oh, okay. And then what else was it? When was OJ?
Like the 80s?
No.
You sure?
Driving down the highway on his Bronco? That was either like 95 or 96. 94. Okay. To 95.
That was the trial
Yeah.
dates. But when?
What it says, what happened on June 12th, 1994. So I don't know. I'm guessing it was.
It's very vague. And it's from Instagram of all places. Oh, it's one of those on this day. O.J. Simpson's ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, her friend, blah, 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 blah. Let's see here. I was looking to see if I just typed in her name, if something like the...
But what I was getting at was, obviously, we were children at that point in time. I was, 6 years old when this,
like the same age as her.
when this girl was murdered, and I didn't hear about her passing until I was close to being an adult.
We heard about it.
I understand that. I was just getting to that. Did you follow this story?
I didn't follow it, but I knew about it, and I think maybe my parents were paying attention to it. Just even just leaving the TV on and the news talking about it ad nauseum.
Gotcha.
So yeah, this is saying Netflix show, Washington Post. So it must be out, and they must just have typed it in a way that made
like
it
I said,
sound
I'm pretty sure it came out a couple days ago on Netflix, and it's bringing the story to light again.
$118,000 is a very specific number. Why wouldn't you just say 120? Unless the person knew how much money they had.
All I know is there has been speculation about every single detail in this case. So I, again, didn't follow it in the beginning, and I haven't followed it since then.
So
I know a lot of people are wondering.
This is a thing that people never considered. Those like 23andMe and those companies and their databases being used for is for this. So they don't need you. They don't even need you and I to submit anything. If your parents did it, your cousin did it, anything like that, they can figure out if it's somebody even related, and then they can narrow it down from there. So people that submitted that stuff, you're the reason that your cousin is going to get charged for something that they did 30 years ago.
And rightfully so.
Sure. But
we're not condoning anybody committing murder.
Right. But I don't believe in giving the government the ability to take anything without a warrant or anything like that. So in this case, it'll lead potentially. I mean, that assumes that somebody within their family or they themselves submitted DNA to one of these companies. Because if they don't, they just don't have anything at all, unless they have potential. Did they even have any suspects other than the parents?
And the brother.
So only family members. They could have done DNA tests on that years ago.
Right.
Oh, there we go. DNA. John Mark Carr, who confessed to the killing in 2006. However, his DNA did not match the evidence, so he was never charged. Anybody consider that maybe he was wearing gloves and cleaned up?
She was sexually assaulted, so there was DNA from that.
Okay. I mean...
But also, if DNA has come into play, then it would essentially rule out a family member because they would take her DNA and then compare it against the DNA that was found in her or on her. If there's a familiar match, then it's possibly...
I guess
we might have to watch the documentary.
Mm-hmm. Watch, it's probably going to be somebody that's already dead or something. But there you go. Let's do a reverse family tree and see if the killer had a relative living in Boulder in 1996. That's what we're asking the police to do. So it's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to use 23andMe and whatever the other one was that was big. They've all gone bankrupt and stuff. I don't know if you know that, or been bought out. And all of the databases were sold.
I don't know about bankrupt, but all of the board members from 23andMe resigned on one day.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Because there was a big investigation. They knew that they were going to be in big trouble, so they resigned. Well, this was just a month ago.
That doesn't save you from your actions.
Right, this was just a month ago, though.
Moving along. Macy's found a single employee hit up to $154 million worth of expenses. How?
I need more context.
I know.
Is this an accounting employee? Is this...
Yeah, Macy's announced Monday that a single employee...
I need more context.
Macy's announced Monday that a single employee was responsible for so many accounting irregularities that the company was forced to delay its quarterly earnings report, which the retailer planned to release, I guess, today. Today, recording this, that is. The company recently discovered that an unnamed employee intentionally hid as much as $154 million in expenses over the course of nearly 3 years. That's not a lot of time to hide that much money. Prompting the retailer to conduct an independent forensic accounting investigation, the employee, who Macy said is no longer with the company, intentionally made erroneous accounting accrual entries to hide small package delivery expenses. So
the real question is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade canceled because of this one employee? That's my only question.
Probably not, because that's the only thing that...
They still do?
Yeah, I don't know. Do they...
Nobody goes to Macy's anymore.
Do we have a Macy's here anymore?
No. And I explained this to you when we were in Salt Lake City. And I was like, Macy's is basically the Walmart of department stores now. Nobody goes to Macy's.
So this happened 2021? Wow.
But yeah, we don't have a Macy's here, so.
But it says, so this keeps saying delivery expenses. So what were they doing? Were they paying?
I don't know. I said from the beginning, I need more context. I don't understand what happened, so.
Potentially saying, oh, the taking possession of the delivery costs more money. I had to pay extra, and then splitting the difference with the delivery people or something?
I don't know. It's just a big speculation.
That's so much money to do in that short period of time, though. You'd have to know, if you're the whatever other people that are involved in this, you would have to know that at some point it's going to get picked up, and probably shouldn't be taking millions and millions of dollars away from somebody that works for any company, let alone a company as big as Macy's. This is funny. At the top of CNN Business's website, they have a scale that says it's the Fear and Greed Index. And right now it says greed is driving the U.S. market. So your only spectrum is fear to greed. There's never just, oh, it's prosperous times, or no, it's fear and greed only. What else do you think people are going to do with their money? If I see the markets are going to crash, what am I going to do? I'm going to take my money out. It's self-preservation. If I see the markets are doing well or potentially going to do well, I'm going to invest because I want to grow my retirement. That's not greed. That's just people investing in their own future. It's the dumbest little spectrum scale of anything anybody could put on their website for something like that. Do you agree?
I know very little about the stock market, so I don't feel like I can comment in general.
If your only two things when looking at the market are fear and greed, both of those have negative connotations.
Okay.
There's no positive to it at all. It's like, you're bad if you use this, even though it's what the entire economy is based around.
Okay. So
there's a couple things to this story that's coming up that I think are interesting, and it's not just about landing Bryce Underwood. Okay. When we get to the part that I read, I think you will hear it right away. Okay.
Okay.
So, article from On3 Sports. Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy details involvement in flipping number one quarterback Bryce Underwood. So, if anybody that doesn't know this, Bryce Underwood is from Michigan. Everybody makes a big deal about landing your home state players and this and that. Michigan didn't initially even go after him when he was, early on in like his freshman or sophomore year, whatever, when he was just kind of potentially becoming a rising star.
Okay.
And so he told somebody in an interview that was part of the reason why he picked LSU was because he was offended that Michigan didn't scout him.
Okay.
And so that was kind of why the back and forth took so long, because he felt slighted, and now now you want me? Okay, $5 million, that's not a lot of money. Bring more. That might not have been exactly how the conversation went, but based on what he said that he was offended, that kind of made some sense, especially if you grew up down the road, you grew up as a fan, you want to go there, you want to play there, and you're the best athlete in the entire country, and they don't even come to scout you at all.
Don't act like you wouldn't do exactly the same thing.
What?
You're one of the most spiteful human beings I know.
No. I'm
And
saying
if you felt slighted by somebody, you would intentionally turn your back to them.
Yeah. So Michigan had been pursuing him heavily for the last month, blah, 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 flipped him from LSU. He made a comment days before hinting that he was going to decline the offer. And so there was this whole trend of
Decline the offer to LSU or to Michigan?
So there was this trend of Ohio State and Michigan State fans, oh, ha, 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 you can't even buy players. And then he flipped, and so now they're eating their words. So within a matter of days, he released a complete hype video and a full merchandise line.
Oh, wow.
Within like 3 days of hinting that he wasn't going to do it. So he was always...
Do you think Connor Stallions was behind it, or?
Yeah, he's one of the biggest players in the whole thing. I mean, took his dad and whoever else to the Michigan State game that we were at. He was on the sidelines for last weekend's game.
Okay.
After he made the announcement. So he was there, and official. That's actually what I think this picture's from that game.
Gotcha.
So he was there in attendance on the sidelines, taking pictures with people and all that good stuff. It even says his name on his little... Does that say commit?
Yeah. Commit to Michigan, Bryce Underwood.
I have one of those hang tags. It doesn't look like that, but it says something like development guest or something like that from when we were on the IU Michigan sideline like 15 years ago. So blah, blah, blah. Wheels have been turning. Michigan's revamped NIL program. Then Portnoy says he got a call from somebody on the Michigan football team and said that there was a donor that wants to talk to him. And he was like, no, I'm going to do this on my own. I don't need any outside donors. And they insisted that he take the call. Come to find out, it was Larry Ellison's wife, Jolin, 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 I don't know. they said it's the wife of a guy named Larry Ellison. You ever heard of him? So that's why people were saying that it was, I mean, it is Larry Ellison's money at the end of the day that did it, but that's why I was confused as to why he was involved, because he didn't go to Michigan. I mean, you could be a fan of any school,
Right.
but typically big donors donate to their alma mater, not to wherever else.
Unless you don't have an alma mater.
He does. I don't know what it is, but I looked it up before, but I don't know what it is now. So for anybody that doesn't know who he is, one of the other richest men in the world, one that people don't really talk about because people only hate him or hate his company. Basically, since Google's inception, they've just had one long ongoing lawsuit that's never ended.
Oh, wow. Sucks to be you, I guess.
That Larry Ellison's been winning.
It would suck to go through a constant lawsuit.
Oh. So that's a whole different story for a different day that we could talk about. So anyways, Portnoy tells the story on some show or podcast. I don't know what this is. So that night, Portnoy got on a Zoom meeting with both Larry and I'm just going to say Jolin. Jolin, who considers herself a Michigan superfan, said that she couldn't stand the idea of the program being in mediocrity, as it was when she attended Michigan during the Brady Hoke era. I know that you don't know Michigan coaches. When do you think the Brady Hoke era was?
Was it early 2000s?
No.
When was it?
Right before Jim Harbaugh.
That's what I thought was early 2000s. When did Harbaugh start?
2014 he was hired. 2015 was his first season. So literally 10 years ago.
I would say from anywhere from 2000 to 2010 was early 2000s.
So early 2000s was still Lloyd Carr. Lloyd Carr retired after the 2007 season. And then it was Rich Rodriguez and then Brady Hoke and then Jim Harbaugh. So here's the thing. How old do you think Larry Ellison is? He's like 84.
How old is she?
I don't know. That's why when I read that, I was like, huh. Wonder if we have another Raiders owner kind of deal going on.
Oh, yeah. Loves me for my smile.
I wonder if, I'm sure they have a
She's
picture.
probably, it was literally the first one on when you were typing it. She's probably like wife number 3.
So this is
Oh
him.
my God, is that her? Oh my God. She's a baby.
So I guess she must be Asian or something. I'm definitely like butchering her name because that's what she looks like.
He looks like he's had a ton of plastic surgery. Look at that picture.
Oh yeah, there's a picture of him giving a speech somewhere where he's standing up and he looks like
She's definitely like wife number 3 or something. Like she's young.
Sure. Yeah, even when you look up her name and click on images, it's only images of him or images of her with him. There's no image of her by herself. Connor Stallions comes up. Bryce Underwood comes up. Oracle. Yeah, it's just them sitting together. Mm-hmm. Damn.
A young little baby.
It probably, and yeah, she doesn't have an info card or anything on here. Larry Ellison.
Born in 44.
Yep. Not donating to you, Wikipedia. Today is Giving Tuesday, though. You guys should donate to Veteran Wiki. Link down in the description. And if you're on YouTube, it'll also be in the pinned comment. Let's see here. Early life, blah, blah, blah. Present. Doesn't it usually, there's usually that panel. There we go. Oh my God. 4th wife. 5th wife.
Okay.
Ada Quinn.
I was nice when I said the 3rd wife.
Look at this. We got 7 years, 1 year, 3 years, 7 years. And now he's married to a new woman. Oh, he went to Illinois. University of Chicago and Illinois.
But it says no degree for both of them.
Yeah, he was one of those guys that started his company out of his one of his employees or somebody else within Oracle has a house in St. Joe, Michigan on the bluff My dad used to live on the same road as him. Like it's like a one road little offshoot that's right on basically a big sand dune cliff down to the beach to Lake Michigan. And that road, it was like 5 or 6 houses and they all had private access to a beach down there. Mm-hmm. It's like a little cove. His house was right on the edge and it's been eroding. And I obviously haven't been there in a long time, but the house is crazy. It looks nothing like the rest of the houses that are near it. And it's
about to fall off into the ocean.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the lake.
Or whatever.
Close enough. It's big enough.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't even say she's not even on here.
But they are married, right? It's not another situation like Conor McGregor where we thought they were married, but actually they're not. Just a longtime fiance.
Well, they have the same last name. So
right. That's why I said they are married, right?
I would believe so. He likes to go yachting.
He likes to go young is what I thought you were about to say.
Political involvement, controversy, recognition, marriages. There we go. Jolin is an alumna
and it
of the
literally
University of
just
Michigan.
added to his Wikipedia already about being a Michigan Wolverines football NIL booster fund.
The marriage was first publicized when people found out about the NIL. So nobody actually even knows when they were married. That's hilarious. To be known for nothing but being married to one of the richest men in the world and going to the University of Michigan. This is another instance, and it's no fault of her own and no fault of his because neither of them wrote this. Mm-hmm. Maybe they wanted their life to be private, but it's another instance like what's his face that I was talking about, Malcolm Nance, putting on his wife's headstone, wife of an American spy.
Okay. Wife of a rich guy.
Oh, that's too funny. Anyways.
Is that going to be on my headstone? Wife of a rich guy?
Maybe one day. Okay. Yeah. So the rest of this isn't super interesting. I wanted obviously to touch on the Bryce Underwood subject, but it was just funny that as soon as I read that, I was like, I know that dude's in his 80s and she just went to Michigan. That's crazy. She didn't look, but there's that somewhat racist trope that Asian women don't age until they do.
Right. They go from 20 to 50.
Yeah.
And even at 50, they can look significantly younger.
Oh my gosh. So 12 hours after announcing his flip, he had already announced a partnership with Champion Circle and Valiant Management. So Champion Circle is the NIL collective.
Okay.
So they're the ones that pull in donors and sponsors and then disperse the money to the athletes.
Autograph trading cards priced at $1,900 and jersey shirts for $50 available for pre-order. And he graduates this year from high school?
This coming spring, yeah. He might be an early enrollee. I don't know, but
wow, this kid is already making bank. Let's hope he doesn't get injured.
So we had another 4-star quarterback that was coming in, and he's decommitted. We have sitting on our bench, and I think he ran one play in the game this past weekend. We have another potentially 5-star quarterback that hasn't even played at all this season, who's not getting any NIL money. So he's leaving. He's going to enter the transfer portal for sure. Because, unless he really thinks he can compete and be a backup. And I don't know, because I haven't seen him play. But everybody's hyped him up. That's who everybody wanted to come in earlier in the season when the quarterbacks that we do have were playing terribly. They're like, just let the freshman play. Let him get his experience. We're already not going to make the playoffs. Just let him play now. And then they didn't, which hints at a couple things. Because you can redshirt depending if you're injured or if you only play a number of games. So you gain an additional year of eligibility. So you could be a 5th-year player or 6th-year player, depending on how your career goes.
Like the one player on Michigan who's like 24 years old.
There's players that are older than that on almost every team. But yeah, he was one of our
Don't
quarterbacks.
understand at all.
The quarterback for Washington last year that Michigan played in the national championship, who transferred from IU, was like 26. Yeah.
I'd had all 4 of my babies by the time I was 26.
Well,
Just saying.
these guys are playing in the NFL and all that good stuff. So that was good times. Oh, this is the case that I saw that they were reopening. The FBI is on the verge of reopening the DB Cooper case. Apparently,
I don't know anything about that.
DB Cooper? You really don't know like anything about this?
Give me more rather than just the name.
He hijacked a plane and asked for money to be brought on board the plane in exchange for the passengers, the hostages. The FBI, the police, whoever brought him the money, they loaded it up on the plane. He kept the pilots as hostages and took off flying. He was flying, this was like on the West Coast, Seattle, something like that, down in like California and Nevada. And at some point during the flight, the cabin depressurized. He had brought a parachute with him and he jumped out with the money and has never been caught.
Maybe I've vaguely heard this story, but
So there's like
so what happened to the plane? Was it able to land?
Yeah. They made a diversion landing because they realized that he wasn't on the plane anymore. They landed short of where they were intended to go. Loki even parodied this in the first season. I believe it was the first season. They made it seem like it was Loki that did
This case
it.
officially ended in 2016.
So they closed the case in 2016 and now they're going to reopen it after 54 years.
What do they think they're going to possibly find that they couldn't find in 2016?
I don't know.
They have over 800 suspect leads and no charges. The guy is probably dead.
They never found the body or the money.
Right. The guy is probably dead.
By now, yeah.
Right.
but-
That's what I mean.
yeah.
Like,
There's been instances of people claiming to be him over the years and bragging about it. And
deep family secrets. A video documentary by some guy.
what? Oh, this. I was looking at the text trying to figure out what we were talking about. Dan Greider. Although the FBI appreciated the immense number of tips provided by members to the public. Oh, and the other thing was he jumped out. It was at night. So they had cordoned off an area where they believed he could have potentially landed with his parachute.
So the guy obviously was very familiar.
There's no way he would know where he was in the air. In 71, there's no way. He would have...
The guy was either former military or former pilot. He was very familiar with skydiving, jumping out of planes, piloting in general. That's not something that a normal, regular Joe would be able to do.
So I was reading this, and it was talking about a skydiver and retired pilot took the FBI up on their offer for some sort of evidence, but a one in a billion piece of evidence is what this section is called. Why? What is this picture?
It says newsletter background image,
Yeah,
period.
what-
That's it.
Why? There's dinosaurs.
I'm pretty sure it's an accident. It says newsletter background image, as if they were supposed to put an image here and they forgot to update it.
So this sleuth person, that's
Okay.
this same person right here, Dan Greider, believes he may finally possess evidence that can conclusively pin the hijacker's identity to a man named Richard McCoy II. McCoy is a familiar name to Cooper case followers as one of the FBI's longtime principal subjects, although many critics have dismissed him as the
Suspects.
culprit. What did I say?
You said subjects.
Oh, same thing. What? What is happening? Popular Science newsletter. Yeah, this is all screwed up. Breakthrough discoveries, email, what? Yahoo News, your site sucks. Why are there weird things bleeding in with the actual article? So, yeah, he conducted a nearly identical flight robbery just 5 months after the DB Cooper incident. Unlike Cooper, however, McCoy didn't fade into myth. Instead, law enforcement apprehended him 72 hours thanks to fingerprints left in the plane. So this guy believes that the guy who they already caught was also the original
Well, they didn't
mastermind.
just catch him, they killed him, is what it says.
Right. But I'm saying there's how...
I mean, that would... Okay. And I am kind of a conspiracy theorist in that that's what somebody would say in trying to pin it on somebody else. Let me just pin it on the person who was already killed.
Well, this guy who has nothing to do with it, he's just private investigator.
Right, I understand that.
And he thinks that it's the guy, the McCoy guy.
I understand that. But the original case, there were no fingerprints?
Right.
So why would you be so smart the first time and then so dumb the second time? I don't think the same person. And I know very little about this case, obviously.
So apparently this guy, that's the YouTube thumbnail. They keep showing it over and over again. According to Grider's own extensive 2-part YouTube documentary, the items believed to prove both their father and mother's roles in the robbery include a skydiving log that coincided with both DB Cooper and both the DB Cooper and Utah hijackings. They also revealed a heavily modified military surplus bailout parachute rig that they allege their father used to jump out of Flight 305 in 1971. The rig is literally 1 in a billion. That's not true. Anything military surplus is literally not 1 in a billion. It's literally 1 in all of them. The biggest number you can think of. Somebody manufactured a ton of that stuff, and you can go to any surplus store. We could probably go to the one right down the road right now and buy one. It's not unique is what I'm getting at.
Test the theory or go check it out.
My family friends used to have one at the drag strip in their concession building, their storage building. Tim's dad or grandpa, I can't remember, one of the two, was in, and they had it suspended from the ceiling in the warehouse. So anyways, I don't see anything in this that the FBI would take seriously. It's been so long. I don't know if there's a statute of limitations on something like this. Even if there was, or even if there wasn't, what would be the case of reopening it?
Well, we've looked up the statute of limitations before in other instances, and each state has different statute of limitations pertaining to whatever the instance is. Well, this would be a federal crime. So I can't speak to a statute of limitations, but unless there's new evidence.
Yeah, this would be a federal crime, so who knows? Who knows? I am not the person that knows. And then, I guess we can close out on this, unless there's more that you would like to talk about, Nona. Did you know that Abercrombie was still a thing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do people still shop there?
Yeah.
Who?
Everybody from people my age trying to relive their teenagehood.
Oh my gosh. Is this like our version of, what was the bedazzled type shirts, the UFC shirts and the Ed Hardy? Yeah, Tap Out. Is Abercrombie, are people going to start doing frosted tips again? And wear the shell necklaces?
No, I feel like the shell necklaces were Hollister, not Abercrombie. Abercrombie was better than that.
I thought they were owned by the same people.
Sort of. They're like sister companies.
Yeah, so.
But no, I don't remember Abercrombie and Fitch doing shell necklaces.
I'm saying the people that wore the clothes. They
still have the same perfume and cologne that you had to spray around the entire store. And
you worked there? Or you just know?
Yes, we've had this conversation.
Oh.
What?
Where was I? At the mall?
Yeah.
So apparently
Yes, Abercrombie and Fitch is still a thing.
they're on a growth run. Oh, yeah, it says right there. The apparel company, which also runs Hollister, had struck a cautious tone earlier this year, but now expects to end its fiscal year on a high note. Oh, read the third bullet point.
During the quarter, Abercrombie's former CEO, Mike Jeffries, was arrested on charges of sex trafficking, but the scandal didn't appear to affect sales. Probably because nobody has heard about it.
This is the first we're hearing about it, or probably anybody.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't even know Abercrombie was still a thing, so
Yeah, it's very much still a thing.
crazy. Look, damn, billions in sales still? That's crazy. Well, anyways, this has been a fun and entertaining one. You could say. Would you say? Welcome to December, Nona. December 3rd.
Brr.
Today's December 3rd.
It's already too cold for me.
Whatever. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you go and donate to Veteran Wiki. Link in the descriptions and in pinned comments where that's possible and on social media. And you can just visit veteranwiki.org. There will also be other ways to find it, I'm sure, depending on what platform you're on.
And can you please tell us what you guys would like us to talk about? Do you want us to only talk about Google trending topics, or do you want us to talk about topics that might actually pertain to Andrew and I? Because he says we can only talk about trending topics, and I think that you should get to know us a little bit more. So please enlighten both Andrew and myself what you would like us to talk about.
All right. Thank you guys. And we will see you on the next episode.
And I guess the next episode, you will actually see a Christmas tree behind us.
Oh, yeah.
Because my rule is no tree up until Thanksgiving is over. And obviously, we're recording this even before Thanksgiving. So,
Yeah, this is our last episode. What was it? We're not recording tomorrow, are we?
no.
No. All right.
I got desserts to make tomorrow, and then Thanksgiving is on Thursday.
Interesting. All right. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.